Hi, y'all. I'm officially done. I'm done. Done, 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 done. I realize that in what ways I've been causing my own suffering. And as much as I love my spirituality, I have to take a step back from over identifying as spiritual. And the reason why I say this is because then it led me down a path of hyper fixating on being whole and being healed, instead of actually truly enjoying my life, which is what spirituality is all about. It's living in the present moment. It's being present with yourself. It's accepting yourself. But there's so much things online that convince you that you just need to change this, change that. When will it be enough? When will it be enough? Because my entire year and a half I've been spending just healing. And I'm not saying that, you know, it wasn't like rewarding or anything, but I'm done. Like, and I'm not saying that I won't continue to do the things that are right for me or continue my shadow work, but I'm done identifying as overly spiritual. Because even last night I had this big aha moment where in the spiritual community they talk about divine timing, and divine timing, the way that it spoke about it, it made me feel as though divine timing was something that was outside of me, something that I had to wait on. I had to wait on God. I had to wait on the universe to deliver this thing. But that's not even true. You are the timing. You're divine. You are the timing. So it's when you decide that you are done accepting certain things is when your life will change. It is not something that's going to come and save you. No one's coming down from the sky. No one's sitting in a big chair saying, oh, you're doing bad, so you're going to get these bad things. We are the ones that put that on ourselves based off our beliefs. When you choose to no longer partake in drama and gossip, that is a choice. Your life will automatically shift because you've made that choice. And I think about this in the sense of like, guys, I'm ending a chapter in my life and I want to share the things that I'm letting go of because I'm done. I decided that I'm done. I wrote a list and I said, this is it. I'm done with that shit. I'm not doing that shit no more. You know, and I kept thinking that, oh, like, I always felt like a victim to my emotion, victim to my circumstances, victim to my reality. I'm like, why is God punishing me? Why is the universe punishing me? How much more healing do I need to do to be able to feel worthy? And that's the question I needed to ask myself. It's not for the universe, it's for me to ask myself. Every single challenge that came up in my reality was a reflection of how I felt about being worthy of the things I desire. And when I think about in that perspective, every single challenge that I manifested was because I was not ready. It's not the universe withholding things from me. It's literally me not being ready. And because I didn't feel like I was ready to let go of this version of me, which I'm completely letting go of now. Because I wasn't ready to let go of that version of me. The version of me rooted in fear of judgment, fear of rejection, just so much fear. I kept manifesting more things to worry about, more things to fear. When, if I took a step back and truly looked at my life, there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of. Guys, for the first time in my life, I slept without a nightlight. And I know that sounds like, oh, you know, you're a grown adult. Why do you need a nightlight? But I used to always be afraid of the dark from I was a little kid. And last night, after having this big aha moment, I decided that I was no longer afraid of the dark, just like that. And that's how quick your life can change, just like that, just by a decision, just by a choice. And the reason why I decided I was no longer afraid of the dark, guys, every single demon that I sat down to face this year, nothing else could be scarier than that. Nothing else can be scarier than facing every demon, every lie, every program that tells you that you're not good enough. Nothing can be scarier than that. I turned my nightlight off, and guys, when I tell you I sleep like with 4 nightlights, because I've always just been afraid of the dark. I'm no longer afraid of the dark. I'm claiming that. I'm affirming that. It felt like such a relief to not go to bed afraid. And I made that decision. I made that decision. I made that decision to stop being a victim, feeling powerless, feeling as though there's this person in the sky that's telling me that now is when you can get your blessings. I decide when I get my blessings by no longer deciding that I want less, by no longer playing small, by no longer being the victim. And when I tell you guys, it completely shifted my perspective. And yes, it seems like such a common sense thing, but when you're in the midst of suffering and choosing to continue down the path of suffering, you don't see it. You keep pointing the blame at other things outside of you, which gives your power away. You don't actually change because you perceive it to be outside of you, and nothing is outside of you. The advice that you seek online, always check back in with yourself. Because even when I think about like how religion is portrayed, like there's this man in the sky that tells you whether or not you're good or bad. Who told you that? Did that man in the sky tell you that? Check back in with yourself. There's parts of religion that I agree with and I don't agree with. And there's parts of religion that other people might agree with and then they just agree with, you know? It's all about you, what resonates with you. There's so many different options because we are all different. And when we put our own opinions onto other people, it creates division. Even when I think about politics, none of that shit even fucking matters because we all have our own opinions anyway. I'm not going to be able to convince you of this. You believe you're doing the best thing for you. Okay. Okay. You see how simple that is? You see how you just erase suffering by just saying okay? Okay. Just okay. Yo, I wrote in my journal, and I wanted to share today because, yeah, I just felt like sharing, and I pulled a couple cards this morning from my meditation that I also want to share, but I'm gonna read those cards after I share what I'm fully letting go of. Like, this is the end of a chapter that I will no longer ever, ever, ever reopen this door. I've decided that I'm worthy of a happy life. I don't have to struggle. I don't have to put a whole bunch of fucking shit on my to-do list to feel productive. Fuck that. Fuck that. Because even when I think about it, always aiming for the top. We strive, we spend our entire life just aiming for the top, running for the top, aiming for success. But we get so stressed out, we die before we reach it. We die before we reach it. So many people are dying from stress. So many people can't even get up and be happy. And the universe, God, like, I do believe in a higher power, but I don't think that we are being punished. I think that we have free will, so everything is a choice. What choices are you making? You can always make a different choice. Every excuse that you make is to keep you comfortable. Life is not supposed to be comfortable. Because it's really just an illusion. If you're comfortable, you're still uncomfortable. You're still uncomfortable. But let me read what is in my writing this morning. So I wrote, last night I experienced an aha moment. The divine timing I've been waiting on is me. I am the time. In the same way we know when our bodies need rest, it's the same way the universe / our higher self, God, that's how it works. The blockages I perceive in my reality are all coming from me, not some angry man in the sky that decides all. The universe loves to bless me, but if I don't believe I am worthy or I fear my happy timeline, this will manifest as blockages or challenges. Everything is perception. I'm not waiting on a specific time for someone to gift me my happiness. My happiness starts now by simply making that choice, leaving behind trauma, gossip, and everything that no longer serves me. When I think about the part where I say, like, choosing happiness now in the moment, we all have that choice. Like, when I sit in my meditation and I say I'm feeling love, that is me deciding to feel love before getting something external. A lot of the times we think that happiness is outside of us, so we search for these things to complete us, and no matter what we get, if we keep getting it, it's never enough. Think about it. You got the iPhone 12, then you got the 13, then you got the 14, then you got the 15. It's never enough. It'll never be enough, because until you realize that that happiness comes from within, and it cannot be taken from you if it comes from within, you will never feel whole. We are all so magical, every single one of us. And when I say God's chosen ones, I mean every single one of us. But you decide if you are done with suffering. You decide that. And I realized I had to change my YouTube name from Empathic Earth Angel because I'm no longer identifying with labels. I'm no longer identifying with things that give me an identity that I have to now commit to. Because once I label myself, be careful what labels you choose, because then that creates your identity. When I tell you that I didn't realize that I not only was playing the savior in my relationships, but I thought that I could come on here and save the whole world. Do you know how fucking exhausting that is? Do you know how fucking exhausting that is? When I think about it from the perspective of every single spiritual healer, that's a lot of fucking work, because everybody has free will. I cannot choose to give you a better life. What the hell? If God can't do it, what the fuck I think I'm gonna do it? When I think about it, I was like, I was so exhausted trying to learn as much information to help other people, because I felt like I just downloaded all this information. I'm getting all these downloads from my meditation, spirit speaking to me. I'm experiencing so much spiritual things that I want to share with the world. But all I can do is simply share it with the world and live my life from a happy place. I can't save y'all. You have to save yourself. You have to want to save yourself. You have to want to make the choice. And that's why it's so exhausting. Like, even when I think about, well, also another thing I'm leaving behind is the way that I put, this year, God has showed me all the things that I've been doing that have been contributing to my suffering. One thing I realized is in my friendships, I always played the savior role. Same how I came on here trying to save you, I always played the savior role. So I attracted a lot of victims, victim mentality people. But you cannot save people who do not want to be saved. All you can do is provide maybe like a temporary relief, but then they become reliant on you. They become needy for you. And it becomes unhealthy for me. I'm drained, I'm tired, I don't even have time for myself. So at the end of the day, I'm realizing all I can do is share the information that I know, and y'all could choose whether or not you want to use it or not. But that's on you. Whether you choose to continue living your life in suffering or not, that is a choice. That's why we got free will. Everything is a choice. Every choice you make creates your reality. Every choice, every decision, every thought creates your reality. Let me read the list of things that I'm letting go of, because this is the end of a cycle for me, and I'm not ever fucking opening this door again. This door is done. This door is finished. Finito. The end of a chapter. The savior complex, which I just said, over-identifying with labels. This part, I am no longer going to be identifying as an empathetic person. Yes, I have sympathy. Yes, I feel emotions, but I'm not going to identify with feeling other people's emotions over mine. So I'm going to be careful with the words that I choose to label myself as, because when I think about this, I've used it in such a heavy way. Like, yes, I feel empathy, but I'm not an empathetic person. That's it. Because then I will always be feeling other people's emotions over mine. And when you label yourself as that, y'all, it's like I could feel the thoughts. I could feel the thoughts. I could feel the emotions. I could feel the thoughts of other people, and it becomes so overwhelming. That's not my identity anymore. I'm done. I'm breaking free of all the fucking shackles, the cage. I'm out of that motherfucker. I'm not doing that shit no more. I'm not doing it no more. I'm done. Not forgiving people. This is something I'm leaving behind. And the reason why I say this is my ego thinks holding on to grudges helps us, and it doesn't. It doesn't allow me to experience the type of love that I want to give to other people, and it doesn't allow me to also get that love back, because what you put out in the universe, you receive that back. And every time I hold on to a pain that I've experienced, my heart gets colder and colder. And I don't want to be that cold-hearted bitch. It was never fun. It was never a fun life to live. I'm no longer a cold-hearted bitch, because it got me nothing. It got me it got me to continue to feel emptier and emptier. And that's not how I want to live. That's not the reality I want to be in. And my brother sent me a video, and it was Capricorn core, because I'm Capricorn. And it's just like how we hold on to grudges, we never forgive, we hold on for dear life. And I said, when he sent me that video, my ego wanted to get so defensive, but I realized that is true. That is true. And Who am I to say that someone cannot change? That's not for me. They get to make the decision whether or not they change or not, right? And forgiveness doesn't mean you need to invite that person back into your space, into your reality. But forgiveness is for you. You get to experience love in the way that you want to love. But when you hold on to grudges, you shut your heart off to that same type of love you want to experience. The same love you know you're longing for, you shut your heart off to it. And I will not be shutting my heart off to it. I'm claiming that I will attract fulfilling soulmate connections platonically. My friendships will not be how they were in the past. The same love I give, I will receive times 10. And people, no one's perfect. No one's perfect. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. I'm continuously evolving. Like the mindset I have right now, it's completely different than what I had yesterday, what I had last week. That's how quickly you can change just by making a fucking choice. Just by making a fucking choice, just like that. I'm letting go of fear. I'm leaving fear in this chapter. Every single fear, which there's a creator on here that said fear is false evidence appearing real, and it's true. Every single time I faced my fear, at the end of that tunnel, I've always found love. I've always found light. I used to be so afraid of my shadow. I used to be so afraid of feeling those negative emotions, so I became a people pleaser. I just became this bubbly light, because everybody used to always compliment me on my smile. And so I felt like I just had to be the light for everyone else. But what about me? I no longer fear living happily. I no longer fear putting me first, because that's the only way to save me. It doesn't make sense that I'm living a life that's rooted in fear and I'm trying to save everyone else while I'm also in the gutter. It's like, who is she trying to help? She's in the gutter. You know? So I will no longer be teaching from a perspective of fear, of trauma, what I've been through. What I've been through doesn't matter. Where I am now. Not to say that like I'm completely erasing my past. I'm just saying that yes, I honor those lessons. I honor my past with love. However, what did I gain from those is what I will be teaching. I will not be teaching from a place of being wounded, because I'm no longer wounded. I just made that choice. I'm no longer wounded. Taking things personally. Ooh, this one's a doozy. Taking things personally, no longer doing that, because everybody's in their own world, suffering. The way I perceive things being said, you perceive it through your own lens. It's not a reflection of you. It's what's going on in their internal. An angry person is just angry. They're angry because of what they've been through. They're not angry at you. Taking things personally, it only leads to more suffering. Woe is me, at victim mentality. I'm powerless again. Whoa, I'm not powerless. I'm done with that. I'm done with that trope. Like I said to you guys, I'm done with that. I'm done with it. Finished. Wishing people were different than who they are. Wishing they were different than who they are. It creates this illusion of a person. You decide that, oh, this is who they could be, the possibility of this person. It leads to suffering. When we stop engaging in the things that lead to suffering, we don't experience that suffering. See people for who they are, who they show you to be, not who you think they can be, not the possibility of them. I've experienced so much hurt by doing that I will no longer be putting my heart in those situations. My heart must feel safe with me. My heart does feel safe with me. I just made that choice. Letting go of control. This is a doozy. There's nothing in this. Your life, the more you go with the flow of life, the easier things get. The more you try to hang on to your perception of control, it's the more energy you're expanding, trying to get this right, trying to get this right, trying to get that right. Just let go. Just let go. And when I think about this, I think about when I decided to not complain for 30 days straight and to simply just go with the flow of things. Things always worked out for me. They always worked out. They always aligned in the perfect way. If things didn't align in this way, okay, Kim, what can you do? This didn't happen, so shift your focus. What can I do now? That is how you regain your power, because you are not powerless. Shifting your focus to what can you do now? What can I do in this situation, instead of thinking of all the reasons why it's going wrong, because that takes your mind out of the problem solving, and now you're in victim mentality. Oh, woe is me. The world is just happening to me. What can I do instead in this moment? If it's nothing, then it's nothing. Go rest. Read a book. Put your head down. I'm done. Done with that shit. That shit only caused me more stress and anxiety. Running from my emotions. To feel is to be alive. You know, society tells you all these things about why feeling your feelings makes you a weak ass bitch. I'm gonna say it just like that, because that's how I used to view my emotions, being a weak ass bitch. Why are you crying? You hear how sad that sounds? Would you say that to a child? Would you say that to a little kid? You cannot live a happy life if you refuse to feel the emotions that are considered low vibrational. And this is speaking to the spiritual community, because they expect you to live on bliss, on cloud 9 24/7. That's not fucking possible. Honor all your feelings, because every single one of them matters. Every single time I got angry, something came out of it. Something beautiful came out of it. I learned something about myself. Every time I got sad, I learned something else about myself. What is the lesson that you can take away from it? What can you gain, the knowledge you can gain from this moment, from this feeling? You don't have to sit in your emotions, and don't over-identify in them, because that's when you get to the suffering. I'm a sad person. I'm an anxious person. Oh, you live in that loop. You live in that loop of being anxious. I'm not an anxious person. I'm not a sad person. Maybe right now I'm feeling sadness. That's what you could say to yourself. The power of your voice, the power of you affirming things into your reality, it's just that powerful. You're just that powerful. Just at the snap of a finger, you just decide that I'm just that powerful. I'm not running from my emotions anymore. Like, the more vulnerable I've become is this year. In my entire life, I've cried the most in this year, my entire life. And I've also felt the most alive in this entire year. Being vulnerable in my relationships allowed me to feel closer in my relationship. Before, I never used to understand why I could not feel this sense of closeness with anyone around me. And that's because I refused to feel my emotions. I refused to be real. What you put out in the universe is what you get back. You want closeness with other people, but you refuse to be close. Running from my truth, no longer doing that. It's meant to be ugly. It's meant to be messy. It's meant to not be perfect. Y'all, nothing about my story is perfect. Nothing about me is perfect. I used to always want to be perfect. And it created so much fucking work. So much fucking work. So much work. I no longer do that. I'm no longer doing that anymore. I fuck perfectionism. That shit ain't even real. They created this word for you to strive for you to aim for, and it's not real, because no human is made perfect. No tree is made perfect. Every branch the same way? No, baby. Nothing is made perfect for a reason. We're meant to embrace the flaws, embrace the ugly. The more we embrace the ugly, the more we can even relate to each other. Don't you realize? Everybody thinks their story is so different from one another, but let's think about it. It has one common factor: trauma. Trauma. I remember when I was in the victim mentality, and every single person that I ran into, oh, my story is more tragic than you. No, my story is more tragic than you. Okay. Trauma is trauma. If you're healing from abandonment wounds and I'm healing from abandonment wounds, no, the same thing. It's the same thing. But it's like we're competing for something that's not even good. We're fighting with each other. Whose story is the worst? Who can feel the most powerless? Perfectionism is unrealistic. It's just too much energy. It requires too much energy. Way too much energy. And that was the first thing that I wrote when I had my first spiritual awakening. I wrote about perfectionism and how it's kept me crippled. It used to keep me crippled in this ball. I couldn't get anything done because I wanted it to be so perfect. My life changed when I released that. When I decided to just keep doing it sad, doing it angry. Just do it. Okay, just do it. Just do it. It's all a choice to just do it. No, I'm no longer forming relationships on trauma. They do not last. That's very true. This is when I say, like, I'm letting go of victim mentality friends. just letting go. And I'm not saying that in terms of like I'm better than this person, better than this person, but I had to be a victim to be where I am today. I honor that, but I'm not going backwards. I'm not going backwards. And the reason why I say that is because if you cannot be there for yourself, if you do not see the power in you, you cannot be there for me. So investing in people who are emotionally not safe to do so. You know when someone's emotionally not safe to invest in, because you see them, they cannot honor their own emotions. They do not even know how to feel their own emotions. They're not emotionally intelligent. They let their trauma control them. So that's not someone safe to invest in. It's just the truth. Okay, no one's saying you can't help out in the ways that you can, but healthy boundaries. Set those boundaries, but do not form love bonds on top of that. That's not safe for your heart. And that's something I had to learn this year. And I honor that, because without the experiences of my heart breaking, I would not know what it is that I needed to hear, to see, to feel. Releasing the fear of not being liked. Something else I'm letting go of this year. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck anymore. Because when I think about people pleasing, I used to be in that era of people pleasing. I did everything to be liked and still ended up being hated. The lesson is, no matter what you do, you cannot control if you are liked or not. That's not in your control. That's why I say release control. What is in your control? How you show up. You can choose to show up as your most authentic self. You can choose to be yourself. You could choose to be yourself. And when you choose to be yourself, you automatically align with those who are a match for you. You build your relationships on a solid foundation, because that is you. There's no surprises, okay? And it weeds out who is not meant for you. So it's a win-win situation. Win-win situation. Just no longer caring about how other people see me, because based off of my own trauma is how I used to look at the world. Yes, I've been through this, I've been through that, and I used to be judged by this, judged by that, so they're not going to like me. So this fear of not being liked is created. So reject them before they reject you. That does nothing for you. That does absolutely nothing for you. When these fears come up, sitting with them, reaffirming what is true, what is not true, claiming, affirming that is not you, is when you claim your power back. You take your power back. I'm releasing speaking fast. I have to let that go. I'm letting that go right now. Letting that go right now. The reason why I say this is I used to think that I never had anything good to say, or I would say the wrong thing, or I just had so many fears around speaking, or that I wasn't smart enough. If I spoke, it would just come out as yada 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 garbage. But I realized that to speak slowly is to allow your mind to articulate what it needs to say, to think of what you need to say, to speak with intention. So slowing down the way that I speak in conversations, thinking about what I have to say before I say it, speaking with love instead of fear. No longer looking outside of myself for answers. I'm done with that. When I think about it in terms of when I used to obsessively watch tarot readings on YouTube, tarot reading after tarot reading, in divine timing. No matter how much videos I watched, sometimes the words would say, rest, don't rest, rest, don't rest, rest, don't rest. It wasn't until I got my own deck and started to do my own readings that I can trust my own energy. Because now I'm reading my own energy. I'm not reading the energy of the collective, the group video. You have to remember, this is when they post videos, it's for the group. Check in with you. Always tune back in with you. What my body needed was rest. And I got that answer. Instead of creating confusion by watching tarot reading after tarot reading, I realized that I needed rest. So it's very important that you tap into your own spirit guides. You tap in with your own spirit guides. You tap in with your own higher self. Get to know you, what it is that you need. Not every single person is made the same, right? And stop allowing other people's opinions to dictate who you are. You know, I watched this guy on YouTube, and he's really good with his spirituality. He has a lot of opinions. He has so many opinions that he spews as facts. So the impressionable ear will hear and think this is all facts. And this is why I say run it through your own body. If it feels good, then it's you. Then it's for you. If it doesn't feel good, then let it fly. I think about this in the sense of, like, you know, when they say in religion that God judges you for this, and this is a sin, that's a sin, this is more of a sin, that's more of a sin. That never sat well with me. None of that. None of that shit sat well with me, which made me run from God till I found my way back and realized that God is within me. God is within me. That resonates with me. God's not judgmental. He doesn't put shame. He doesn't put guilt. None of those things. None of those things. Who are we to condemn another? You're not God. You have your own God inside of you, but you're not God. You're not the Almighty in the chair sitting up there stamping your what is that shit called? Your gavel, bitch. Anyway, things I'm welcoming in now, more positive. I'm welcoming in unconditional love and self-love. Every day I get up, kiss myself in the mirror, and say, I love you. What can I do for you today? Love makes the world go round. You will get more stuff done for yourself by acting in love. Another thing I'm bringing in, fuck a to-do list. I'm not doing that shit no more. I'm going with my heart. I'm letting my heart lead the show. What do you feel like doing today? If you feel like simply resting, you will rest. I will not judge or condemn you for that. When I was my most productive, I had like 50 things on my to-do list. Getting them shits done, checking them off one by one. What would that lead to? Burnout, tired. Sometimes I want to get out of bed for weeks because I'm so fucking tired. Why am I so fucking tired? Because I continue to put down what my version of productivity is. Productivity. I'm welcoming friendships, soulmate connections. I know that my evil twin, she out there, he out there, whatever. My friendships, my soul family is out there. And they gonna love me just like I am, raw like this. I don't gotta be the typical spiritual guru for you to accept me, but you gonna love me just like this. Exactly. Total self-acceptance. If I don't accept me, who's gonna accept me? Who's gonna accept me? Okay, if I'm too loud for you, then that's okay. I'm not too loud for me. It's just that simple. Made that choice. Look, boom. Your words mean nothing to me. Boom. Celebrating every milestone and appreciating my life with gratitude. Every milestone is important. When I think about this, I think about how even with my weight loss journey, I lost so much weight and still it felt like it wasn't enough. It's because I was refusing to celebrate myself. I was refusing to celebrate me now, how far I've come. I've come fucking far. So fucking far I've come. And when I say that, I'm saying that with love. Like, I'm very proud of me. Like, I did that. And I remember this one lady in the gym. My trainer always talks about how much weight I've lost, and he's always like, you know, showing people and stuff. And she looks to me and she's like, I don't see a difference. And I remember being so irritated in that moment, like, ooh, my shadow self came out. She was like, ooh, beat a bitch up, yup. But I had to take a pause and really realize why this person was triggering me. Why did that trigger me? I said, Kimmy, you don't celebrate yourself. You don't celebrate the milestones that you've come. You say, when I reach this goal, then I'll celebrate it. First of all, we don't even get to decide that we get to reach that goal. Suppose today's your last day, you don't get to know. You don't wake up knowing, oh, today's the last day I'm gonna live. No, celebrate every single moment that you get, because it is a gift. It is a gift. And gratitude changes your entire perspective. We be so worried about the materialistic things we don't fucking have. Oh my God, I don't have a new Bugatti. Oh my God, I don't have a mansion. Oh my God, I don't have this. I don't have that. Bitch, you have air. You're breathing. You're alive. So many people don't get to do that. So many people don't have that right now. You have shelter. You have water. You have food. All these materialistic things will not bring you happiness. Happiness is within you. Acceptance of you. Loving you. No one's coming to save you. Hell, not me. Definitely not me. Like I said, letting go of the savior mentality. Not me. Not me. Doing the things my heart wants. Fuck a to-do list. See, I already got to that. Going with the flow of living and living intentionally and presently. There's so much magic in the moment, in the present moment. I remember I set an intention. I lit one of my incense and I said, I want to experience magic today. And I went into my room and I have these sun catchers and the sun was just hitting them perfectly. And I had to stop and really just sit with that moment. Magic can be as simple as that. Just enjoying a view, enjoying that beauty that you see in front of you. Watch the sunrise. You get to decide if you want to experience magic in your life. It's just that simple. Just like that, with a snap of finger. Spending more time with family. That is what I'm bringing into this new life. I don't give a fuck if they're all busy. I'm dragging their asses. And I know they're watching this video. I'm dragging y'all asses. We gonna spend time together because we keep talking about, oh, you know, we never know when we're gonna die, so let's spend more time together. We keep talking about it, but it's not happening. You have to make time. Your schedule will work itself around it. Make time. Make time for each other. Because I guarantee you, if one person in your family passed away right now that you were close to, you would have so much regret. You would have so much regret because you don't spend time together. Everybody's so caught up in their phones, caught up in whatever the fuck achievement, goals to the top, to the top. Can you bring the top with you? Can you bring the top with you when you die? When you can, then keep going, keep going. Embracing the unknown. Into the unknown. Into the unknown. Babes, like, I really, this one, I'm affirming it. Embracing the unknown, embracing the unknown, embracing the unknown. When I was younger, I used to believe that anything I didn't see coming would be trauma. It'd be trauma. It'd be trauma that's coming. I need to know what's going to happen. I need to know what's going to happen. And I think about the time when I used to have this friend and we'd watch a show and she wouldn't tell me the ending of the show. And I was like, you need to tell me the ending of the show because it just creates so much, it just used to create so much anxiety in me. And it literally caused a fight between us because she didn't want me to know, but I still looked it up because I didn't want to know. And I don't want to be that person that lives their life in anxiety because they're so afraid of what could happen. When you think about everything that you know is going to happen in your life, where's the pizzazz? You know your schedule is going to be this all day. That's a boring life. You're living your life on routine, on like clockwork. If I know where you're going to be at 6:45, you're not living your life. You're not living your life. So embracing the unknown is what I do now. Just like that, snap of a finger. I do that now. Freedom to be more unapologetically me. Yeah. I remember I had this friend and she told me that she didn't like my honesty, so I stopped being honest to my friendships in order to please her. Never will I do that shit again. You know how that friendship ended? With me being honest. But it would have ended sooner if I was honest, because I allowed someone to change who I am to make them feel better. I'm not saying that I deliver things without tact, right? Because I had to also learn that, like, how to say things from a place of love instead of just raw like that, right? Because sometimes, you know, it's how you deliver things, right? I understand that. But however, letting someone change me completely in terms of not being honest with who I am, no, because that friendship was built on lies. Of course it didn't last. You didn't like me speaking any type of truth, and that's what I meant to do. Kamoy speaks. She speaks the truth. And the thing is, I realized also, people will hate you if you say something that they're not ready to look at in themselves. The thing is with me, the type of friendships I'm attracting right now that I'm affirming, you must be able to tell me something that will allow me to grow. I want to be able to grow in my friendships. I want to be able to grow in my relationships. If I got to sit with it for a week or two, I'll be like, listen, I got to sit with this. It's heavy. I got to sit with this. I wasn't ready to open that door, but I got to sit with this. Thank you for sharing it with me, but I got to sit with this. Allowing others to help me. Yeah, this was a big one for me. Being hyper independent ain't got me nothing but tired. Ain't got me nowhere but tired. That's where it got me to. It led me to tired. And that bitch is not fun. Accepting help is not weakness. It is strength. One person cannot do it all alone. It's impossible. You're gonna be a garbage man, a mailman, I don't know, a five below employee, all in one. We need each other. We need each other. This person got to work that job. That person got to work that job to keep the economy going, to keep everything flowing. Learn to accept help. Learning to accept help will allow you to make your life easier. You're tired as hell, but you're stopping at the grocery store to pick up one egg because you're so independent. Ask someone for that. To ask someone that is close to you to help you with that. And the thing is, when I say ask somebody for help, let go of how you think it should be done. When I think about the situation of me and my boyfriend, he was making me eggs, and I realized I found myself putting in all these requests as to how I want it done. And I was like, it made me feel like I was getting up and doing it. You see how I'm still expending energy? If I just allow him to do it in the way that he does it, maybe I say I like it like this and see how he does it, right? Just say, okay, yeah, I like my eggs fried, and then see how he does it. It allows me to relax, to accept and receive. Instead of me putting in this, that, and the third. I might as well get up and do my damn self. Release the control of how you think it should be done. You will never receive help if you're just going to do it your way anyway. Just saying. Setting positive intentions when I wake up, lighting something like a candle. So what I realized is using my scent to affirm different things in my life has really changed my life. So that is something I'm bringing into this new beginning. I'm lighting incense and I'm setting my affirmation for the day. That is, and as I smell that incense, I will be reminded of that affirmation. So every time you light something, set an intention for it. It allows you to reprogram your mind and reaffirm the positive things that you want to feel. When I light my candle, I say, I'm bringing in the energy of love. And I sit in my room. I put on music, frequency of love, self-love, and I do whatever it is my heart wants me to do. And simply, my life has been feeling way better than when I had these long-ass to-do lists and trying to achieve and prove to society that I'm successful. I'm already successful. I'm already successful because I'm taking care of me. I'm loving me. That's success in itself. Okay? My power. I will never forget who the fuck I am. Ever. Ever. Not gonna let nobody tell me who I am. Not gonna let nobody dictate who I is. Okay? I know who I am. And I know who I'm not. And I'm no longer going back to that. That ending is done. I'm done. I'm done with it. This is who I am. This is me. Meditation in the mornings to help my mind for the day. Setting yourself up for success before you even begin your day will set the whole tone of your day. Before, when I wake up, I used to just roll over, go on my phone, start scrolling, see all this negative shit going on in the world, all this heavy shit going on in the world, and it will just fuck up my whole day. I'm not allowing shit to fuck up my day. I have that choice. See? Snap. I have that choice. Meditation in the mornings. Setting my intentions for the morning, just simply being with my own energy as I wake up, has completely shifted my life, and that's the choice I'm choosing to make. So now I know the choices that I need to make to stay in alignment with who I'm becoming, who I am right now, and will continue to be. And that's what I'm gonna keep doing. That's what I'm gonna keep doing. Let me see what cards I pulled in my meditation. I didn't read them yet because I wanted to share them rawly with you guys, because I felt like today's video was just gonna be just one of those videos. Okay, so I have spiritual messages from Spirit, and then I have a couple tarot cards that I pull. So the Queen of Pentacles, which represents nurturing, practical, providing, financial, a working parent. So I'm guessing the Queen of Pentacles is now represented for me of how I'm going to be taking care of myself. In this new chapter, I'm nurturing myself. I'm reparenting myself. I'm loving on myself. I'm being patient with myself. I'm giving myself compassion. All the things I gave so freely to others, I'm giving to me. King of Pentacles, wealth, business, leadership, security, discipline, abundance, prosperity, generosity. I'm already abundant. Anything I want, I can have it. Just like that. Just how I can shift my mindset just like that. Everything is a feeling, babes. If you feel it, if you work on feeling it first, then it's just gonna come into your reality just like that. Just like that. It's just that simple. Work on feeling it. You want to attract love? Work on feeling love. Meditate on love. Set your intention that you're feeling love. Okay? Knight of Wands. Energy, passionate, inspired, action, adventure, fearlessness, impulsiveness. Okay, so I definitely feel like I feel a lot of energy. I feel inspired for exactly how I'm going to even start doing my videos. It's just going to be chapters on my life. It's going to be current things I'm going through. It's going to be ways that I'm making my life better. Just raw truth, just my raw truth. That's what this channel is going to be about, raw truth. Let's see some spiritual messages. Where you are right now is where you are supposed to be. Don't compare yourself to others. That only adds pressure. Take each day as it comes and for what it is. You are a better person than you were yesterday. Growth isn't easy, but you've got this. You guys, we're always evolving. Always, always, always evolving. Make sure you don't start seeing yourself through the eyes of those make sure you don't start seeing yourself through the eyes of those who don't value you. You need to know your worth, even when others don't. You are not what people think of you. This lovely message resonates. Let go of the old and make way for the new. You may find yourself being distracted by random thoughts, fears, or doubts. Don't allow yourself to be governed by them. Simply observe and choose to take aligned action and choices. See that? Just the choices you make will align you with what you want. You choose fear, you will experience fear. You are doing your best, and that is enough. Any difficulties you face will not last forever. Release the thoughts and feelings that don't feel good. Focus all of your energy on love, happiness, and your hopes and dreams. Have more faith in yourself. Be proud of who you are, navigating every curveball that life throws at you. How you deal with those times shows you your true resilience. Nothing can break that. That in itself is an inspiration for others. Keep shining your light. Trust the wait. You are being prepared for your blessings. In order to receive, you have to be ready to receive. Things you are going through now are not random. Trust the flow of the universe. So we have to decide that we're ready to receive things. Until then, we'll continue to face the challenges and blockages that we manifest into our reality. That's definitely a nice lesson that I need to learn. So anyway, guys, that's my message for today. Yeah, I'm just done. I'm done with that chapter. So I'm excited for what's to come. And I know it's only going to be love, blessings, and I'm sending you guys all love. May your life be filled with love. That's it. That's all I can ever hope. Love you guys. Bye.